Basement, level vibes with another one, straight up, blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benscop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benscop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benscop, straight up from the root. Mark Benscop, who tell the truth? Mark Benscop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benscop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benscop, straight up from the root. Mark Benscop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benscop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benscop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benscop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benscop, straight up from the root. Mark Benscop, who tell the truth? Mark Benscop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benscop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benscop, straight up from the root. Mark Benscop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benscop, upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and pon the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benscop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benscop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benscop, straight up from the root. Mark Benscop, who tell the truth? Mark Benscop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benscop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benscop, straight up from the root. Mark Benscop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benscop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom.
Yeah, my name is Justity Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by that.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Hey fans, it's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton. Dance to the magical songs of yesteryear by popular DJs and Camps Audio. Admission is free. Come out, let's make memories at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton North.
take responsibility. We want you to look out for us. We do not want no segregation. No. We are one people. And if we're going to do it, let's do it together. Because we have respect for you. Thank you.
All right. Hey, guess what? Good night. My name is Mark Benshop, and welcome to Straight Up on 107.1 FM. Kadaki Amsterdam is out. He is out. And as you see, that photograph is being circulated on his lawyer, Nigel Hughes. Nigel Hughes page, Facebook page. We're trying to get some other photographs there of Kadaki Amsterdam. Sorry, I'm sounding like that lunatic Jack there. Can't even speak. Just imagine this is what Guyana turned to, right? A corrupt police force, and mind you, I'm not blaming or painting all the members of the Guyana police force as corrupt. I do believe that there are still some and a lot of decent police officers, police men and women, lots of decent ones, and they do not want to take corrupt political orders from those bandits in the PPP regime. Just imagine, and let's start off on a nice soft note. If I don't say goodnight to the entire audience, don't get angry. All I need to do is to say goodnight once. Let's get straight down into business. Now, Bharat Jagdeo, the lunatic, the wild man, the one who has gotten Guyana where it is today, the guy who is accused of massive corruption, the guy who was president of a country when hundreds of citizens died under questionable circumstances. And therefore, Bharat Jagdeo has no moral authority to pronounce on issues of morality. And he has none whatsoever to talk about who is a criminal and who is not a criminal and who's a fringe element and who is this. This guy, just take a look at his photo, look at his face, and you can read between the lines. You can read. Look at the head. He is talking about people and nobody wants his head. Nobody. Anyone who wants Jagdeo's head has got to be a madman. Who wants his head? Come on. Who would waste their time and their energy for wanting a head like this? So these guys are a bunch of pussycats. They're a bunch of crybabies. Somebody want my head. Somebody. Look at how many heads were taken out. Taken out under his corrupt PPP regime. Lorraine Trotman. We do not conduct ourselves like this at all. Lorraine Trotman, take it easy. Don't allow emotions. There are some very, very good persons in all ethnic groups. And I wouldn't want anybody to use the N word, and neither are they going to use the C word. Not at all. Describe this lunatic as a demon, as someone who has been accused of all sort of corruption and these sort of, yes, do that, but do not use the C word. I do not encourage that here at all. Simple as that. Some of you might get upset with me. Man, Mark always. Mark does bums does get raised quick. But let me bums raise. We conduct ourselves differently on this show. But again, back to Jack. Who wants his head? Who would waste their time? There's nothing in that head, not even head. And then they're just trying to make themselves out as though they're victims. Oh, look at what somebody called in and said and Kadaki, Amsterdam. So look at what's happening here, guys. Look at what's happening here. It was a major break. Nobody wants his head. Some caller they probably paid $5,000 and a box of food. And that's what they do. That's why Kadaki and others, they have got to be very careful. They've got to be very careful. Seriously, you guys have got to be very careful. Somebody's saying that the volume is low. Is my volume low? Lynette Nelson, are you not Lynette Nelson? I'm picking on everybody tonight, man. What's going on with me, man? What? Some YouTuber is saying, YouTube user is saying your volume is low. Is the volume low? If your volume is low, turn up your volume, man. Or dash away your phone and buy a new phone like Rhonda. Imagine Rhonda Lane and Rhonda Spencer and all of them. You guys are the good Rhondas, right? You guys are the bright Rhondas. You guys are the Rhondas with sense. You guys are the Rhondas that went to proper school, right? And so when y'all are on Facebook, y'all talk sensible things, right? So y'all are the good Rhondas. Oops. Did I say that? Yeah. Okay. So Patricia Botchway, how are you doing? So everybody's volume is nice and loud, and Joseph Edwards is saying full power. But some YouTuber saying your volume is low. Whoever that YouTube watcher or listener is, your volume is low. Anyways, good night to all of you, the Buxtonians in the house. If you're in Buxton right now, head on over to Kadaki's place, and I think they have karaoke, and it's a good night. It's a good night to drink a nice, very, very cold Guinness. I may have a cold Guinness after the show. Who knows? But it's a good night for that, and it's a good night to celebrate. The brother is out of that filthy lockups, and Kadaki Amsterdam has a lot to talk about that lockups. Somewhere that Jack Dale and Irfan and all these guys should have been. All of them should. That's where those guys supposed to be, right? So they're turning to people who are exposing them, their wickedness, their corruption in the regime and so forth, and they're trying to make it look as though we are the bad guys. When what we do is expose those criminals. That is what we do. We expose those criminals. And so their bumps are raising. Dr. Hines, don't worry about them. I saw Dr. Hines was on his show, Politics 101. He was a bit worked up. Dr. Hines, don't worry with those guys. Don't worry with them. We have things to do. We have to count the heads. I know. Here where I'm going with this here, right? We have to count the heads for elections time to ensure that hundreds of thousands of heads go out and vote. And vote. We're not talking about dead people voting and these sort of things, something that the PPP is notorious for, where dead people go out and they turn out and they vote and all these silly things. No. And we gotta be, when you guys gotta, it seems as though you can't even say head no more. You can't say head no more. Don't even play that song from that guy. What's his name? Elephant Man. Matt Sick. You can't say head no more. The bumps raising, they getting vexed. Some caller, they probably paid $5,000 and a box of food, a little dal and rice mix up, a little cook up. Gave that caller to call in on Kadaki's program to create mischief. This mischief. I am almost certain that that's what they did, right? A box of cook up, $5,000, and they say, hey, call in on Kadaki's program and create little mischief. That's what they do. Anyways, what else we can talk about? Kadaki Amsterdam is out. He is currently in Buxton, and we've got to keep an eye on those brothers because how the PPP operates. We know happened to Ronald Waddle under the PPP on the Jack Days watch. Riddled with 21 or 19 bullets, riddled. The allegations and the rumors are that they are linked to the Phantom Squad with serving members of the Guyana Police Force who did that, and ex-members of the Guyana Police Force, along with some drug lords and some political folks linked to the PPP regime. They can't come. So, Jack, you can't come and talk crap. He cannot. The biggest criminal group in Guyana right now is the PPP. The biggest criminal organization in Guyana is the PPP regime. And so back to this head thing, right? At his so-called press conference, or whatever you want to call it, he was so fixated on his head thing. Somebody called for their head and nobody wants to do that. These guys they have already self-destructed. Self-destruction. Nobody wants them. It's a waste of time. And so that caller that they paid 5,000 Guyana dollars and some cook-up, it's a waste of time. And you can tell that they are paying people to call into shows or to come on their shows to make all sorts of derogatory comments and to distract us. That's what they do. That is what they do. And Tony Hack, you do have a point. And if Kadaki Amsterdam is watching, good night to you, Kadaki Amsterdam. Good night and welcome home. Tomorrow, I know Kadaki Amsterdam, tomorrow morning, he will try to log into his show, but I have all the passwords. How many of you guys think I should give the password back to Kadaki Amsterdam so he could get access to his show? I don't think I want to give him access. Let him stay out. David Hines and I are going to go back on tomorrow morning. How many of you guys believe that we should give him back access to his own show? We took it away for the week. And so Tony Hack is saying, hey, Mark, Kadaki normally allows those crapos to come on his show. You need to school him about the donkey and delete. That is correct. Kadaki has to be very careful because this is how the crapos operate. They're going to come on the shows to distract. That is what they do, Kadaki. That is what they do, David Hines. That is what they do, Wayne Caesar and others. Do not allow the trench crapos to come. Remember how when I started, I told you guys 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when we right here coined that term, trench crapo. That's where trench crapos came from, right? The term trench crapo. Everybody else run with it. You got to send them a letter to cease and desist from using the word trench crapos, right? But it started right here. And so we knew that what the trench crapos want to do is they come on these shows to distract us, to take us away. We're not going to do that. We are not going to allow them to come to our head or to go in our head. Since this whole Ed, they're talking about Ed. All week they're talking about Ed. I'm not sure if he means Ed Ahmad, his good friend Ed Ahmad, or he's talking about head. But nobody wants these guys' head. Nobody. Who wants their head? I don't know what exactly they mean by wanting their head. I don't even know. But suddenly they are playing the victim game. Look at how many people were threatened, all manner of things under the PPP regime. They don't care. They don't care about anything. And so as soon as something happened to them, oh gosh, they become the victim. They become the victim. Suddenly they become the victim. Give me a major break. But Kadaki, and some other caller. The caller, they probably paid, like I said, 5,000 Guyana dollars and some cook-up to call in to disrupt programs. That is what they do. Rajin Bim, that's true. Calabash head. And so the time has come for Kadaki and David Hines and others. Do not encourage the trench crapos, guys. Do not encourage Dennis Atwell. Good night, my friend. Oh, no. Those persons don't come here. we put them in the trench right away. And then when we put them in the trench, guess what they do? They cry like little girls and they complain. Oh, Benja doesn't believe in democracy and freedom of speech, and he doesn't want people to no. We know who you guys are. We know what you are about, and you're not going to get that opportunity to disrupt this show at all. Kadaki, stop being nice to those trench crappos and stop saying you don't delete them. Delete them, block them. Not only delete them, block them. Let them go and create some other accounts. Block them. And when they come with a new account, block them. Just block them. Sometimes it's like Kwame and these guys, block them because you can know who they are. They're one CXC subject or even no subject at all. You know them. Block them. How many of you guys say block them? Where is I saw Otto Martin. Where is Otto Martin? Otto, how are you doing? Otto, since head is the subject all week, what's going on in your head? This guy is saying people want his head. Who wants his head? Now look, let's get back. Let's get away from this this moron, this political moron, this political nobody. Get out of here. Get out of here right now. Okay, so here is what's happening. Kadaki Amsterdam is out. And the PPP guys are vexed. Oh, Kadaki Amsterdam should have been charged with more, all manner of things. And they're coming out and they're going to speak out and they're going to say this and they're going to say that. But these crappos were silent. They had nothing. And I want you guys to read my head, right? What I'm trying to say. Head is the operative word, right? These crappos, they may come out and say nothing about the allegations this young lady made about this guy. Second young lady comes out in the public to talk about a rape allegation or allege that this guy raped her, brutally raped her. But Jack Dale had nothing to say. He was quiet, nothing to say. Anil Nandalalna had a word to say. He had nothing to say. Everybody quiet. Every one of these guys were quiet. But suddenly, back then, cat had their mouth, right? Or their tongue or whatever it is that you say, and no pun intended on the tongue, knowing that this guy here, Dharamlal, is on the screen. But they all were quiet. They had nothing to say. Now suddenly all of them coming out and they have something to say. They get something to say. Something to say about Kadaki and the police not moving fast enough and the police not doing this enough. What Jack Dave should tell us is what the police should have moved, and indeed the police not moving fast enough in charging people like Jack Dave and all of them. Because when Sue said what he had to, the police didn't move fast enough to arrest Jack Dale. I don't know why they call him Dr. Jack. He's not a doctor. He's not a holder of a PhD or nothing. Somebody felt sorry for him and gave him an honorary doctorate. But yet he loves when people call him doctor, especially that fringe element with that ants board nest or whatever it is on his head. Dr. Jack Dale. Doctor, they could hardly speak, but Dr. Jack Dale, can you tell us about Glenn Lal? Dr. Jack Dale, that is a comical kind of thing they call press conference. It's no press conference, but they had all this smoke. But then I had nothing to say about Dharamlal. They had nothing to say. Jack Dale didn't say that the police weren't moving fast enough when Sue made the allegations that Jack Dale was in the habit of taking money. Oh no. He didn't say that the police weren't, they called for it, they said they wanted an investigation. We know that was a lie. They weren't concerned about that. I'm just giving you guys some example. You guys, Dennis Atwell, forget about them people. Don't call those people's names, man. Let us focus. Dennis Atwell, you are a bit distracted in the classroom tonight. Good night, Dennis. I know, and Dennis is a brother who wanted to do something in terms of independence and so forth. And they go on the tech way. They took away Dennis stuff, and Dennis was live. Dennis called me too. Sorry, Dennis, but I couldn't go live based on how you called me, right? So Dennis, don't be distracted with that dotish name, what Miranda and who is it? No, let's stay focused here, comrade. Let's stay focused. And so poor Dennis, they left Dennis with $100 in his pocket. I heard you loud and clear, Dennis. I didn't get a chance to say thank you for what you have done, and continue with the struggle. Continue being brave, my friend. You are there on the ground, and it is not easy being there on the ground. It's easier to talk on social media or from far away. But when you are on the ground, it's a different story, guys. I know I've been there on the ground for many years. I'm not discrediting anybody who's away and who's being part of the struggle. No. And to those of you who are in Guyana right now, probably who just recently they pick up a little microphone on social media and fighting, I respect that. But do not insult people on the ground. Do not insult people who are in the diaspora and tell people come back home and that. No. When it's people in the diaspora for the most part who gave those on the ground courage. So do not disrespect people in the diaspora. Don't feel that people in the diaspora are only good for Western Union and MoneyGram and all these sort of things. And so when you want Western Union and MoneyGram and all these things, the people in the diaspora are good people, right? Wayne Caesar smiling, he's skin in his teeth. I don't know why the operator allowed Wayne Caesar on this program tonight, right? He's smiling. Wayne, just pretend that we're in Guyana and send something through Western Union for us or MoneyGram, and then you will be a good guy in the diaspora. Because that is what and John and all the other people in the diaspora work. Just Western Union. But the minute you start to talk objectively and constructively about things back in Guyana, some of them, like their bums just raise. They just tell people, hey, y'all outside, y'all must come back home. Every minute is come back home. When we want to send a little race for y'all, why y'all don't say, no, we don't want it, come back home. But no, y'all just take it. Y'all want to abuse people in the diaspora? Well, we gonna abuse y'all back. Simple as that. Wayne, sorry, man, you caught me the wrong time. I don't know why Lemon let you in right now. I wanted to abuse some more, but good night, my brother. How are you?
Good evening, Mark. Pleasant good evening to you, and good evening to all our listeners and viewers. Good evening.
So you are in the diaspora, right?
Yes, Mark.
Why you don't come back home and do something? Why you don't come back home? Go ahead, sir. Welcome. What's happening? Kadaki's up.
Yeah, and Mark, I must say, I am very, very happy that our brother Kedaki Amsterdam was returned back to us safe. Welcome back, my brother, and you were surely missed for the 2 or so days or 1.5, whatever it was, days that they had him there in the lockups. Mark, when you look at that whole situation, the PPP didn't have any particular grounds, for holding Mr. Amsterdam. I looked, you actually gave a demonstration of what would have happened just today on the show. And there was no grounds there for holding our brother. And, the PPP better have their dominoes lined up here, because there is grounds for him to sue the state. There's definitely grounds for him to sue the state here. They have to stop this thing, Mark. What they're trying to do, Mark, in a democracy, freedom of press is very, very important. And the PPPC is not acting as if, and this has been a normal trend with them, as if Guyana is a democracy. They want to suppress the press. They want to suppress and oppress the people. They just want everybody to shut up and they must just dictate all the terms. So this is an attempt to quiet down everybody and to use our brother as an example, for everyone else. But it's not going to work. Kidaki himself stood up.
It's not going to work indeed.
It's not, no.
Let me address this individual whose bumps is obviously raised. His name is Sean Anthony Ben. Lemon, if you can put up his there we go. Thank you. Sean Anthony Ben is saying, why you have to be talking about the help y'all give people back home? Did I talk about the help? What is wrong with Sean Anthony Ben, guys? What is wrong with this brother tonight? All I'm saying, Sean Anthony Ben, is that in a struggle, two hands clap, not one hand. And those who are back in Guyana should stop trying to insult people in the diaspora and say that people have no say. And in order for you to have a say, come back to Guyana. Why you don't come back to Guyana? It's as though every time somebody in the diaspora says something, come back to Guyana. But when it comes time for all of us to act together, and the diaspora, people in the diaspora play a role. There are people in the diaspora who are far more brave than many of those in Guyana. That's a fact, including Sean Anthony Ben. We don't see Sean Anthony Ben at any protest. We don't see him anywhere except social media. He come, he pelt a brick, and he run, and he hide. He pelt a brick, he run, and he hide. Folks back in Guyana have to respect the fact that folks in the diaspora, whether in England, whether in the US, whether in Canada or in the Caribbean, stand up. We love our country, we defend our country, and we also speak out against injustices. Many of us in the Caribbean, in North America, we write to our congressmen, our senators, our congresswomen, every single thing we do as well, because we care about you guys at home. And all some of you have to do is to show some appreciation. And if we say that you guys should go out and do more, it means that we love you guys. We do not hate you guys. We're not picking on you guys. So stop picking on us, because if you're going to pick on us, we will pick back on you guys. Simple as that. And Sean Anthony Ben, you deserve. Should we give him the donkey, Wayne?
Mark, I would say no to that, and I do have a quick message to Sean. Sean,
no, you are overruled. He got to get. But you have a quick question?
I have a quick message to Sean, because it seems as if he's on the program.
No, Sean, we gotta be careful with these guys. We gotta be careful with them. I say we give Sean the donkey. Do not be afraid. Should we give him the donkey, Wayne?
No, Mark.
You look like you're frightened, Sean, but go ahead.
No, well, Sean is actually my friend. Me and Sean, we talk all the time. Sean, you have you have the link directly to me. So please feel free to reach out if you want to challenge me with anything. Feel free to reach out. Don't wait until I'm on the program to challenge me, because you have the link to me.
This is no nonsense night. Should we give Sean Ben the donkey or not? Come on, guys. If 10 of you say yes, he's getting the donkey tonight. We're going to look before we move on, because we got to get some sort of discipline here. We got to get some discipline. Everybody's saying donkey, 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 donkey. Well, we're going to give him the donkey tonight. Where is the donkey? We're giving him the donkey tonight. Donkey. As they say on the countryside, donkey tail. Where's the donkey, Wayne? Put the donkey up.
All right. We're not going to give Sean the donkey. Sean is a regular.
No, we gave him the donkey. We gave him the donkey tonight.
But Mark, we can't give the donkey to the person whose face is currently on the screen. I definitely would agree with that.
No. Wayne, read between the lines. We gave him the donkey tonight.
Oh, this is, well, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we gave him the donkey. Let's continue.
I got it.
But thank you so much, Sean. We appreciate you, though. You know, a little bit of rubbing here and there, it works. Sean Anthony Ben is actually a relative of mine, guys. So just ignore. We're just rubbing him a little bit. So, Mr. Caesar, the trumped up charges against Mr. Kadaki Amsterdam, trumped up charges against Kadaki Amsterdam. We're glad that the brother is out, but Jagdev and all these guys, they moved away from saying that Kadaki sat there and said nothing. They moved away from saying nothing. And they, when the guy actually didn't condone what was said, now they have all sorts of interpretations. Oh, he didn't mean it. He didn't this. And they started off first by saying he said nothing. Let's go to this tape where Kadaki Amsterdam rightfully said to the caller that, look, he doesn't condone. Listen to what Kadaki said, please.
So it will be something that will be perpetuated throughout. Look, I don't know what more to say other than to insist that these people's head be taken off. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Now, before Kadaki respond, these are things that we do not discuss on 107.1 FM. We do not discuss privately. Let me don't laugh because they're saying because Kadaki smiled, it is because he smiled and therefore he condoned what people laugh about things. They smile about things, but it doesn't mean that they're not serious. You know what I mean? Anyways, this is what Kadaki said, and rightfully so. Kudos to the brother for not condoning what the PPP paid somebody $5,000 and a box of cocoa and dal and rice to talk.
Thank you for your call, your contribution. I don't necessarily endorse the promotion of violence, but I do subscribe to the fact that Guyana could very well be a better place if we see the backs of some politicians.
Now, what is so wrong with that, Wayne Caesar? Guyana will be a better place if we see the backs of some of these politicians. A lot of them are in the... And now, to see the backs is not encouraging or inciting violence. It is a matter of fact. And this is how Brother Kadaki feels. That is how he felt that day. And I'm sure he still feels that way. I feel that way, that we can see the backs of some of these corrupt, these hooligans in political offices. And not all of them are just in the PPP. We get some of them in the PNC. Well, we can't say the WPA because the WPA, according to Jack, they were them small. But we can see the backs of a lot of these politicians in the PPP, some in the opposition, some in other small parties, and so forth and so on. So what Kadaki Amsterdam says is a matter of fact. Kadaki does smile. Once you see Kadaki smile, it doesn't mean anything. This is the brother's personality. Over to you, Mr. Caesar. And don't smile when you're talking because they might interpret it that you don't take it seriously. These vagabonds in the PPP.
You just replayed it again. This is the reason I'm saying there's no grounds whatsoever. Right away, Mr. Amsterdam put the disclaimer in place saying that he did not endorse that caller's comments or portions of it that was, violent in nature. But Mark, let's pause here for a minute, okay? Because we've been sharing this across Facebook today. Let's go back to that video with that young Indo-Guyanese Imran for a minute here now, because we have to do some comparative analysis here. And this is where we're going to see that there is definitely racism in Guyana. We have to do this.
Yep, let's go ahead.
This young man, and I quote, poison all them black man. If we had guns, we would just go across Guyana and shoot up all these black people. All them black men, just shoot them up, clean them up. Mark, nothing. Nothing was ever done. No arrest. Nothing. Look at that compared to even what the caller had to say. I'm not saying that the caller was correct, Mark. We are just looking at the degrees. as to where the two, in this whole comparative analysis here. The caller was nowhere in the ballpark of what Imran had to say. And then also, Mark, we could look at this guy who they call the Guyanese critic and his vulgar actions
we
every
don't
morning.
madmen and
Right, but no,
we
Mark.
already understand those madmen from the PPP, those
Mark,
nutcases and so forth. We already got it. There's one set of laws for persons of African
well,
descent.
that is what needs to change. No, we're not going to continue to stand for that.
Yeah.
That is what needs to change, and that's why Brother Kedaki should sue the state, and he should sue them handsomely.
So
these
going
things
back
are wrong.
Going back to what he look at the body language. I want you guys to look at the body language of Kodaki Amsterdam. There's no way, absolutely no way, that Kodaki Amsterdam supported what this paid PPP caller, who was paid $5,000 and a box of food, to say. Take a look at his body language, and we'll definitely move on to some other issues as well tonight.
Okay, you have a wonderful day.
Thank you for your call, your contribution. I don't necessarily endorse the promotion of violence, but I do subscribe to the fact that Guyana could very well be a better place if we see the backs of some politicians.
And that is so right. That is so right. The likes of a Jack Dale and all these guys, and a waste of time to Guyana, an absolutely waste of time. They have nothing to contribute. Story done. Wayne, the big flooding out in Linden, and the fact that the PPP has not gone up there, they didn't show any sort of sympathy to the people of Linden. They just give them couple cartoons of detergent and these sort of things. Another disrespect to the people of Linden, sir?
Total disrespect, Mark. The people of Linden, they are just not bowing to the PPPC. Therefore, they're not investing a lot in Linden. They want Linden to become a failed town. I feel like if the PPPC wants Linden, they want the area, but they don't want the people. But they are dealing with the wrong dispensation of Lindeners. These Lindeners will not budge, right? They're looking to build out Linden into their own town and tourist attraction, or whatever it is that they want to do with Linden. But people of Linden, I ask you to stand strong. Mark, listen,
they are standing strong. If we take a quick look here, because we're looking at the time, 51 minutes after 9, the deputy mayor of Linden is saying bucket and 2 bottles of bleach. Thank you, Dominic Blair, the deputy mayor of Linden. Bucket and 2 bottles of bleach. The people of Linden have been standing strong. They continue to stand strong. Kudos to those people. You're making a point, sir.
Yeah, Mark. The people of Linden need to stand strong. You see, Mark, maintenance in Linden, central government is not doing enough, for the mayor and city council in Linden. They want to see Linden.
Central government isn't doing anything.
Right.
Not enough. Nothing, Mr. Caesar. When last you heard anything central government give them any money? They don't give them any money.
And Mark, this is a part of a strategy. Because if you're not giving money to the town council, then how are they going to be able to maintain the town? And that's what's going on in Georgetown too. They want these towns to fail, Mark.
If they don't give money for Georgetown,
right,
to clean up Georgetown, to pay city councillors, to pay the workers, these people in the PPP hierarchy are vindictive. They're racist.
Correct.
They're a bunch of SOBs. That's
Correct.
what they are. I almost call you Lincoln. That's what they are.
But Mark, the whole idea here, and I'm going to say, the PPPC cannot win an election in Guyana right now, a free and fair election in Guyana right now, Mark. So the whole thing is to have these towns fail. When these towns fail, they could say, look at these towns that are controlled by the opposition. Look at their condition. We are going to come in and we are going to clean up. in order to make
George
themselves
Tong,
look good and try
George
their
Tong,
best to garner votes.
George
But I
Tong,
think that, Mark, I believe that the eyes of the Guyanese people are wide open.
Georgetown, and all the municipalities across Guyana were able to breathe again under the coalition government. The evidence is there. Don't let anybody fool you. The evidence was there. What the coalition did in less than 5 years, the PPPC couldn't do in 23 years. And let that soak in. Again, kudos to the people of Linden. In the face of what they're going through at this point in time, they're standing strong. I salute you guys in Linden. And to those leaders, those elected officials, we see them. Sharma Solomon, we're watching you. We see you. And thank you, sir. Dominic Blair, we're watching. We see you. Thank you, sir. Deron Adams, we see you. We're watching you. Thank you, sir. I'm not sure if Mr. Sears, the MP, is out there too, but I don't see. I'm not sure if the MP, Figueroa, is out there also, but what we do see constantly, every single day, and now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Figueroa might not have a bucket doing a little bailing out somewhere, or Sears, but we hardly see these guys. We see Figueroa when he's sharing out stuff for some group that he's part of, and they're sending things in Guyana and so forth, and they distribute long lines, and you take a picture with long lines of people. Oh, okay, fair enough. You're doing a little work, yeah. But now is the time we need to see those elected officials on the ground. Over to you, Mr. Caesar.
Yes, and Mark, yes, I would like to follow you in giving a shout out to Mr. Adams, Sharma Solomon, Mr. Dominic Blair, and I'll rest my case there. But
you can't just rest your case there. We can't forget the other hardworking councillors, not the PPP Pakus that are there, such as the Tongue Council and all. Since when the Tongue Council, it's an embarrassment. The Tongue Clerk, sorry, an embarrassment. Since when them people mean anything good for Linden? Give me a break. But
not forgetting, Mark, not forgetting
Miss Vanessa Kisoon.
Yes.
We say kudos to you, and we thank you for what you're doing out there.
And also, Mark, Apostle London.
Who is that?
Apostle London has been on the ground. He has been on the march.
I don't know who Apostle, when you say Apostle London, who is that?
Apostle Eli Akim.
Eli Akim. Now you're talking. Thank you so much, Apostle Eli Akim.
Eli Akim.
Yep.
Yes.
Kudos to that. Is there anything else? And let us say kudos to the people at Mocha as well. Those residents who went out there and they spoke out, man. Salute to them. And also, I noticed that MP Nima Flu Best is on with us. Good night, Honorable MP. And thank you so much for what you have done and what you continue to do for the people of Mocha and by extension, the people of Guyana. Thank you so much. Wayne, something else I wanted to ask, but it slipped my mind. Is there anything else you wish to discuss before we get close to wrap-up time?
Yeah, Mark, I want to know what was the strategic plan of the PPPC when they would have invited Congressman Jackson to Guyana, because based on my analysis, that totally backfired.
And what is your analysis and what's your interpretation or definition of backfire?
Well, Mark, listen. When you're going to invite someone to your country, and listen, it was an obvious thing that they wanted to invite an Afro-American leader to Guyana, because it was their intention that probably a lot of Afro-Guyanese on their end would have showed up and spoken to him, and they would have
give me a second, because let me deal with one of these, probably Crapo. Now look at this Crapo, Sharon Clark, whoever he or she is responding to Desiree Simons. that Mark bitter and will never mention Norton. Where these crappos jump out from? What hole these crappos jump out from? I am talking about the leaders of Linden. Where these crappos jump out from? Yesterday, I said the leader of the opposition went out to Linden. Kudos to the leader of the opposition. This morning, as I sat in with Kadaki Amsterdam for Kadaki along with David Hines, it was mentioned. When Mr. Norton was on his way to Linden, I interviewed him right here a couple of days ago. I knew that he was heading to Linden, but should I broadcast that for everybody to hear where the leader of the opposition was heading at the time? Where these crappos come from? They come on, they don't have a photograph, they don't know what they're talking about, but Mark would never mention Aubrey Norton's name because he's bitter. Look, this has got to be a trench crappo, and this trench crappo, you notice they have no photo, they have nothing, absolutely nothing. They gotta go. I don't have time with trench crappo or idiotic individuals. They gotta go. Sorry about that, Mr. Caesar. My bumps raised just now. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yes. So Mark, the PPP was trying to get across the narrative that they govern for all Guyanese, no matter race, class, gender. I think that was something that they was trying to get across, because based on what would have happened with the UN Human Rights Committee a few weeks or maybe a couple of months ago, they are trying their best to show a good image. And Mark, that cannot work, because the nature of the PPPC is to oppress people. And what really put a dagger into their hearts is when the congressman would have met with the opposition, and then he would have met with the people in Mocha. So they quickly went into damage control, and they set up a emergency meet where he's going to meet with the people of All Boys Town. And those people of All Boys Town, not all of them, the ones that would have come on camera and speak favorably of the PPPC, they ought to be very careful, because that's what the PPPC does. They take people, Mark, they use them, and they drop them. Okay.
So those folks that did a rehearsal there for the congressman in All Boys Town, majority of them know better. They know that they're just basically collecting a little crumbs from the PPP and they're surviving. They know that the PPP doesn't give a rat's, about them, and that is a fact. This is what we'll play like almost every night. I want to remind folks of what the congressman did to that little thing out there in Mocha.
Thank you so much for that. But if I could have a point of privilege, this is a family dialogue. If one person wants to talk longer, I am available to listen. So we're going to do this like we're sitting in the kitchen. I want to hear from you. I want to know the challenges. And so I'm not here representing your government. I'm here as a representative from my district, or the 1st District of Illinois, and I want to hear from you. And I hope you would be as candid as you can. Some people are going to take longer because they have more to say.
Some people are going to take longer because they have more to say. Wayne Caesar, as we wrap up, I know you like to talk about the voters list and so forth. Let's prepare to wrap up on that, please. Thank you.
Well, Mark, protest has been something that has been absent. But my feeling is that with this voters list, the people of Guyana, and so far it's just been run the lane, 13 people, 8 people, 17 people, Guyanese, the voters list is extremely, extremely important. You see that this government has done absolutely nothing. How many budgets they would have passed since they would have been in power to address electoral reform in Guyana. We are all working. Everyone present on this program tonight, you guys are working, okay? And this work is supposed to be a means to an end, okay? But that end will not come to fruition unless there is some measure of reform when it comes to the voters list and possible biometrics. We are getting there now. I know the AFC is holding their Congress at the end of the month of June, and so is the PNCR. I am going to give them the latitude to go ahead and hold those Congresses, but after those Congresses, we need to be on the ground lobbying for a new voters list at all costs. It's imperative. It is imperative to the future of Guyana. The 2025 elections, Mark, in my opinion, I am deeming that one the mother of all elections. Why? The PPPC would have gotten a taste of oil producing Guyana, and it is sweet to them, just them, not the people of Guyana. The people of Guyana have gotten nothing, keeping in mind that Guyana belongs to everyone. So people, come out. This is for your future. It's for the future of your kids, the future of your grandkids. We need a new voters list. The opposition, member of parliament, leaders, you guys need to come and rally around our big sister, Miss Rhonda Lane. Mark, she is a true patriot. Miss Rhonda Lane, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do and continue to do. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you so much. It's 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's been a busy day indeed. And we want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning in and watching us, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the midday, whether it's in the afternoons, whether it's in the nighttime. You guys are always, and I know I can speak on behalf of Mr. Kadaki Amsterdam. When you're in those sort of situations, being locked up like an animal, compliments of the corrupt PPP regime. Sometimes you get your strength, majority of your strength is from the support from folks like you out there saying, free Kadaki, free this person, free. And I can just imagine how Brother Kadaki is feeling. I spoke with him earlier. I didn't press the issue of inviting him on the show tonight because the past 48 hours wasn't easy. I can just imagine. And so I didn't press the issue of having him on the program tonight. But what Kadaki Amsterdam will be doing, he will be addressing all of you tomorrow morning on his show. You know the time that Kadaki starts. He's on usually live from 7 o'clock. So please tune in to Kadaki Amsterdam's program tomorrow, Guyanese Morning Live, and you will hear the brother about his experience. He has a lot of things that he wants to talk to you guys about, the conditions and so forth and so on. So I will tune in and I will listen. I'm not going to be on. I don't think Dr. Hines and we are not hosting it. Let Brother Kadaki have his show back. And it was a pleasure to be on the brother's platform to fight for his release as a political prisoner. And so I'm going to go and get some rest. Mr. Caesar, thank you as always. I know you want to go all night, but you can go all for an hour and a half on your platform because Wayne has his own platform every Saturday. Wayne also works. He's not a babysitter like me. He's out there. He works very hard. Babysitting is very hard work too. It's very hard work, but it's always a pleasure to have you on the platform as well. And I'm just going to go get some rest, guys. As you can tell, those who are old enough could read my facial expression and body language But Brother Kadaki Amsterdam is out. He will be on his program tomorrow morning, and we're glad that he's out. But the struggle, the fight continues. Put this in your head, right? Win your head. The struggle continues. These days, you can't talk about head. Desiree Simon, thank you so much, Rhonda Lane, all of you guys. No, Rhonda. Rhonda wants to call me. Rhonda, let me go and just relax with my family. Emma needs to see me too as well. So we can talk tomorrow, Rhonda. Thank you all so much, Tony Hack and all of you, Victor Ben and all of you. Wayne Caesar, thanks. Please give my regards to your mom and Gavin and your family as well. God bless you all.
So much, Mark. You do the same. Give regards to your family. Good evening to all our listeners and viewers. Yes, the fight continue. I love all of you guys. Let's continue to stand strong.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. And again, to all of the listeners, on behalf of Kadaki Amsterdam, he wants to convey his appreciation to all of you. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hey fans, it's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton. Dance to the magical songs of yesteryear by popular DJs and Camps Audio. Admission is free. Come out, let's make memories at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton North.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.